Now, on the issue that you raised earlier of the related services and the outsourcing, there is a very keen interest that personally I have, and it's something that I have seen in other countries where you have, because of the way business has developed over the past decade or two, you have a lot of outsourcing activity. So that, for example, you can have an accountant in Dominica working for a big company in the United States. In fact, there are some Dominicans who are doing just that. One of our facilitators at the conference last year was a Dominican who is living the life, if you like, because he's working from home 90% of the time. He can be anywhere in the world, and he's offering these services to businesses in the United States. The United States is outsourcing hundreds of thousands of jobs to in there because they speak English. They have a highly educated population there. Just the jobs are going there on an almost constant basis. China as well. You have these countries that are absorbing those jobs. The people are able to stay in country and basically earn US dollars. That is another aspect that we are very much interested in, and that's why we spent some much time at the economic summit looking at that particular area, because we want to create that industry as well. And now we have new aspects to it. We have the AI data centers. There's no reason why we cannot have our young people servicing and manning the data centers in Dominica. Again, that can be done because as we reduce the cost of electricity, a key component in driving this artificial intelligence revolution is electricity, is power. The data centers use a gigantic amount of power to keep those servers running and operating. And so, if you have cheap electricity, you can attract data centers into Dominica. And with that, you can have engineers, you can have maintenance engineers and so on, who are responsible for ensuring the upkeep of those facilities. These are the areas where I think our young people will be able to find opportunity and employment. So I'm extremely excited about this because that's where we are. That's the new age. That is where we are in terms of being able to create new jobs that did not exist, just a few years ago, but now are coming on stream, and we want to be a part of that. We are going to be positioning ourselves to take full advantage of those types of opportunities. So I can tell you, in terms of creating jobs for the young people, in terms of keeping the young people in Dominica, in terms of getting our young people who are overseas back into Dominica, the sure way of doing that is to create those kinds of jobs you're talking about. Good paying jobs, serious jobs, jobs that are not that I look down on grass cutting, but that should not be the number one option for our young people. It should never have been. It should not be. There are people who can do that work and who should be doing that work, but our young, educated workforce should not be engaged in those activities. We want our young, educated workforce to be engaged in thinking, in producing stuff, coming up with creative ideas on how to market